Happy Thanksgiving Sunday, beautiful people. Welcome to the Lowville Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Katrina Doro. I'm your practitioner of the day today, and it is my pleasure and honor to facilitate this morning's Thanksgiving service. Doug Iverson is the wizard today at the helm of our Zoom, and we are working together in order to support our spiritual director and head reverend, Reverend Vicky Jeter, and our wizard, Vernon, while they enjoy a wonderful anniversary birthday celebration cruise. So today is going to be a little bit simplified. We're not going to have our normal slideshow. Instead, we're going to have music and message and a wonderful time together. So thank you everyone for being with us here on Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. And as many of you know, we welcome all paths to God. We welcome your challenges. We welcome your questions. We welcome your spiritual journey. And we welcome your understanding of science of mind, all pieces and paths of spirit, all areas of life, our parts of ourself are essential to a world that works for everyone. And whether you're here with us for the first time, welcome. Or if you're seeing us on Zoom, please know that you are why we are here. Since this is the first time that we are facilitating our morning service on Sunday without Reverend Vicky or Vernon, please be patient with the transitions, knowing that we thank and honor Doug Iverson and Susan for being the technology behind today. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Susan. And for our celebration, we will be celebrating gratitude, Thanksgiving, recognizing that today is a day where we get to be grateful for one another and for the Lowville Center for Spiritual Living. So now take a moment to feel into your personal body, your mind, your emotions, feel grounded, and check in and see what brings you to the Lowville Center for Spiritual Living this morning. Is it for community? Is it for connecting with the divine, for deepening the spiritual principles of science, mind, and spirit? So, as we are here in gratitude today, grateful for those who have contributed to today's service, the beautiful practitioner team that has been holding this center in their hearts and minds and in prayer, to the wonderful board of directors who has been making sure that the health of the center continues to move forward. And to each of you, as we gather here this week, I hold you in gratitude. Between the music, the prayer, the meditation, and the message, through sharing time, opening our hearts to this presence, to this time together, I bring forth the intentions on your heart and the intentions in all of our hearts for our morning prayer. Breathing in the presence of God, recognizing that there is one source, one power, one presence that is in and through and as all of life. And I am one with the divine presence, as are each of you. Each of you are divine expressions of this one power and presence. The love, the light, the peace, the joy, the honor, the respect of all living creatures. Recognizing that God is in and through and as all life, all love, all joy. I claim right here and right now that today's service is divinely supported and guided, and that God's presence and power and empowerment is in the message, in the music, in each of our hearts as we gather, recognizing each of your faces, each of your beings as the love, the light, the peace, the joy, the gratitude that you are. I celebrate that knowing right here and right now. And as I celebrating the highest and best good for each and every person in the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living, in each of the musicians that are sharing their gift of music, in each practitioner who's sharing the gift of prayer and holding consciousness, in the technology, in Doug and Susan, in Reverend Vicky and Vernon as they're enjoying their cruise today, and in each of you in your personal lives, I celebrate. And I place this into the law with absolute faith and knowing that today is a day of gratitude. And so it is. Amen. And our opening song this morning is from one of my favorite people on the planet, Karen Drucker, and the song is Morning Prayer.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Beautiful song from Karen Drucker. She is a wonderful, wonderful person, and I'm so grateful for her beautiful words this morning. So, our mission of the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living is to teach personal transformation as a virtual community, living the principles of science of mind and celebrating all paths to God. Our vision is a world that honors and respects all people. And our declaration of principle is based on circulation today. I believe that money is God's idea of circulation in the body of my affairs. Therefore, I am a center for the circulation of God's abundance in the form of money. And that's from Reverend Marcia Sutton and Reverend Lloyd Strong. Some of you might remember that from our financial freedom course that we took together. And they break down the principles of money and science of mind so beautifully. So the sacred reading for this morning is actually from our Science of Mind magazine, and it's Reverend Dr. David Alt. And I will be sharing about the energy of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind, page 497. While Americans celebrate Thanksgiving this week, people in more than 13 countries hold similar holidays honoring harvest and gratitude. Across time and culture, humanity shares an instinctive wisdom, pausing to acknowledge that what has been given sustains life far beyond feast. The phrase, what we appreciate appreciates, points to a spiritual truth. Gratitude magnifies awareness of sufficiency. The very act of recognition is a bridge between forgetting and remembering our divine origin, a return to the source from which all good flows. The traditions of many philosophies remind us that gratitude needs not wait for a holiday. Indigenous wisdom teaches that gratitude is a living relationship with nature, ancestors, and spirit, a reciprocal energy sustaining harmony and balance in all life. Stoic philosophy offers that gratitude frees us from clinging to outcomes, guiding us to embrace life as a part of a larger, benevolent order. Sufi mysticism calls gratitude the higher prayer, dissolving illusions of separation and drawing us unto union with the beloved. Science of Mind affirms that Thanksgiving is a creative energy, aligning thought with the infinite. Gratitude is for what is eternally true, the divine source, ever present and abundant. Today, as we gather or pause alone, we are reminded to make Thanksgiving a way of life, a daily practice of seeing the harvest already within us and around us. The invitation is simple. Cultivate gratitude as an ongoing awareness, not a yearly ritual. Let it become breath and being, a seed that continually grows into joy, generosity, and connection. And the affirmation for today is each day I harvest the gifts of this life, giving thanks for what is and trusting the infinite for what yet is to unfold. And our special music this morning is from Empty Hands Music, and the song is Grateful.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
All that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am,
Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Wait, one more, one more. This is for y'all.
all that I am.
All that I've been
It's a blessing. It's so amazing.
I am grateful for
Wow, I absolutely love that song. I hope you were jamming at home with me. So on this happy Thanksgiving Sunday celebration, I first off wanted to let you know how absolutely grateful I am for our celebration that our founding Reverend Carolyn Harvill will be our guest speaker today. And she will be talking about radical gratitude and radical forgiveness. And we are absolutely so grateful to have you here with us, Reverend Carolyn. Um, so please continue with the wonderful messaging. Thank you. Yep. We're
Got it.
unmuting. There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Katrina. I really appreciate your introduction and I appreciate your work and the work of Susan and the work of uh, Doug and all to bring this all together. And I hope that all of you are getting ready for a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving week. It's a wonderful thing to have an opportunity to share gratitude with our neighbors, with each other, with the world, and with our nation. And it's just a very special time. Now, y'all know that I have been using as my guide this book, 150 Years of Healing. Uh, so I this month is Louise Hay. How many of you know who Louise Hay was? Okay, I see some hands. Yeah. So it's a wonderful thing to talk about her. She's gone. She died in 2017. She was born in 1926. She was a powerhouse. She had a very interesting life and she ministered to so many people through her AIDS work and through her books and through her publishing house. And in so many ways, she was a wonderful, exciting person and beautiful. She was born in 1926 and died in 2017 at the age of 90. And we want to talk about what she taught. We want to talk about her life and spend some time exploring all of that. Um, her famous, she had two books that were super famous. Now she's written a lot of other books as well. She wrote Heal Your Body, and she also wrote Heal Your Life. I couldn't find my copy of Heal Your Life. I know I have it or have had it, but in all my moves, things have gotten lost. But they're both wonderful books that people carry around and use constantly to remind themselves of what life is meant to be and how they have the opportunity to share that life and to impress the new thoughts into that life and to live more and more of the lives that they choose. She started Hay House Publishing to publish her own works, but it has become a powerhouse in the industry. Their um, goal, their purpose is to expand the healing in people's lives as well as in the earth, as well as supporting the animal life of our earth and every facet of it. And so they publish people like Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, and many, many others that have been so impactful in the New Thought movement, in the New Thought philosophy, becoming known and embraced by so many people. So she gave so much to the world through her publishing house. Her ministry was based on self-esteem and self-love. She talked about the fact that what we needed to do is to begin to love ourselves, to let go of the criticism, let go of whatever things that we had in our life that we were ashamed of, and move into the place of knowing how incredible we are and that we are spirit expressing and we aren't perfect, and we are deserving of all the best. We can let go of anything that has limited us in the past, and we can change it and begin to live more of a perfect expression of spirit. Um, Her history a little bit. As I said, she was born in 1926. Her mother divorced soon after that. That was in 1926. Divorce was really a stigma, but she did. And then she remarried. And I don't know why so many women make such bad decisions. She married a man that was abusive. He was abusive verbally, physically, emotionally to both she and her daughter. Why do women do that? I know that it happens a lot, but I don't understand. I don't understand. But anyway, that was the childhood that she had. A very abusive, verbally, physically. They worked her and demanded much of her. And then at the age of 5, she was raped by a neighbor. She was in the Great Depression. She was in World War II. She lived stark poverty for a long time. At the age of 15, she left home. She went and got a job as a waitress. And from that time on, she supported herself. And at the age of 16, she gave a baby up for adoption. Soon after that, she left LA. She went to Chicago and had menial jobs, but she survived. And then she moved to New York. And somehow she got into the fashion modeling. Ole Cassini was one of her employers, and there were many other of the top fashion houses that she modeled for. She was beautiful. She was just beautiful. I don't have a really good picture of her. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, you can. But that's the only one I have without slides. We're limited with that. But she was a truly beautiful woman. And her time in New York, um, she married, and she married well, and she became a jet setter. And her husband, after 14 years, asked for a divorce. He had found someone else to love. Devastated, but she kept moving. She healed herself of that, and she moved on to being this powerhouse in New Thought. She stumbled into a religious science center, and from that moment on, she was dedicated to understanding what she had heard and to expressing it in her life, whether it was in her personal challenges or whether it was teaching others to meet their challenges. Her most famous work was her work with AIDS victims in LA when the beginning of the AIDS epidemic and the AIDS scare. So she was working at a time when the normal people in the world were terrified of anyone who had AIDS, and they did ugly things. But she loved them and taught them to love themselves. And there were healings, many healings, but it was more teaching them to explore who they were in the perfect world as spirit expressing. It was called Hay Rides. And they started out with 6 men in her living room. And in 2 years, they had 800 meeting at a center and studying new thought, intelligence, and being supported and loved through the worst time in their lives. And for many of them, the last years or months or weeks of their life. Um, she had in her, after all of this, she had a bout with cancer. She was told that she had very little time to live unless she had surgery to remove the cancer. But she thought about that, and then she talked to her doctor and she said, "You need to give me some time. You need to let me work on this on my own." He did not recommend it. He really felt like she was putting her life in danger. But she said, "I have to have this. I have to have this time. And she got to work on understanding why she had cancer, what it was, and how to heal it. And so she used the techniques that she had taught to others. She also found a nutritionist and began to take better care of her body. And she had colon cleanses because it was colon cancer. I'm sorry, it was vaginal cancer. But she had all of that. And she, in 3 months, went back to the doctor. They ran all the tests and they said, it's not there. We don't know what happened, but you no longer have cancer. She was so thankful for the opportunity to prove what she taught, to be able to have the confidence that she had after her healing and dealing with others and encouraging them to seek full healing and to know that that was the right place to be. And so that made her ministry even more powerful. I mentioned that she went to a religious science center. She didn't intend to, she just kind of fell into it one Sunday morning. And from that moment on, she was dedicated to understanding and to expressing and to teaching. She was a religious science practitioner and minister. She was friends with Ernest Holmes. She was friends with, oh my goodness, Florence Schofield Shin. I I don't know if you know her, but she was just a wonderful exponent of choose your words, find the words that are healing for you. And of course, Louise did that as well. Her book, Heal Your Body, is a whole series of conditions and treatments for those conditions. And so people would, look up what they were doing, what was wrong, and they would find her affirmation, her way of using words to heal, and they would adapt them to themselves. But in some religious science centers and other New Thought centers, people would be seen carrying around their little blue book. If someone needed prayer, they would pull it out and use the words for the condition that what they were praying about that Louise had written. She also encouraged people to, when you read these words, did they ring with you? Did they resonate with you? If not, write your own words. Figure it out for you. If this was not what was happening in your life, as far as the reason for what the illness that you were having, then figure out what it is and write your own words. When she went through cancer, she knew that her young life, living the way she did, the abusive father that she had, the rape, the other experiences she had, were the contributing factors in her cancer. And so those were the things that she needed to recognize and let go of and heal. And that's what she did. So um, she is published in 30 countries. She's sold 40 million books. She had quite the life. Um, she was known as synonymous with mental and spiritual healing. Synonymous with mental and spiritual healing. She wrote for Science of Mind magazine. She spent time writing for lots of publications. She had answer columns in several places where people would write in and ask questions, and she would give them answers. And that was one of the ways that she built her following and refined her teachings. Um, she taught a lot about should. When clients came to her, the first thing that she would have them do after they got to know each other and expressed what was going on, she would ask them to take a sheet of paper and write across the top, I should. And then to answer that or finish that sentence 5 or 6 times. And it's very revealing when you know what your shoulds in your life are. A lot of them came from before you were actually 3 years old. You've been taught by people, by institutions, by the world at large, and by your family. How were you treated as a baby? Were you treasured or were you resented? Did you have um, bad experiences that at that age you couldn't even put words to? But those are still influencing and controlling to some extent, to a large extent, your life. And so as you write down your shoulds, you ask yourself, where did that come from? Do I want to keep that? Is that really where I want to be? And then you can decide to let it go. When you figured out that the I should comes from your parents or your experiences or what you thought was true and what you have been living for a long time, but they're actually not true. They're not valuable to your life. And so you get the opportunity to take them and refine them and let them go. So I encourage you to think about doing that this week, to write down, I should, and then finish it. What should you do? And she says that the should is one of the most damaging words in our language. It causes great problems. A way to start loving yourself, a way to encourage yourself being loving to yourself is to look in the mirror. You stand and you look into the mirror and you say, I love you. I really love you. And at first, it may be really hard to do. And at first, you may look anywhere but at your own reflection. To say the words takes courage. And for many of us, it's a learning experience. The first time you do it, it may be really difficult. But if you understand that you are healing all of the negative in your life, the times when you have felt less than, the times you've felt unlovable, all of that, you've got the opportunity to heal. And as you heal it, your life will become more enjoyable and more what you want it to be. So, the idea of looking into the mirror and saying, I love you. I really love you is one that I really encourage you to think about. We're talking about gratitude today and this week. And one of the things that as you're saying, I love you, I'm thankful for what you are, for where you are, for who you are. I'm grateful for what has brought me to this point. I am grateful for what will lead me on. Take some time with it, experience it. Um, she talked about that there are two mental patterns that govern our lives, and we can discover what's causing what's happening in our life if we look at these two things, and they are fear and anger. Fear can cover anything, can be anything. You can have a fear of not being loved. You can have a fear of being seen. You can have a fear of reaching out and failing. You can have fears about all sorts of things. And you can be angry at your home, angry at your upbringing, angry at the people in your life, angry at where you are, angry at what is happening. You have the opportunity to recognize it and heal it. Today is the point of power. This very moment is the only point of true power. So when you go back and pull up other things and spend time in your past, you are giving away your power and you're not using it correctly. You're not using it for creating the life you want. You are giving your power to the past and what happened in your past. That won't serve you. It won't bring you to the power of living the life you deserve. You worry about the future. Well, the future is not here. It's today, in this moment. This is where your power is. And you get to choose how you use that power each and every moment. Um, One of the things I wanted to share with you is that we live in a yes university. Remind yourself often that it is a yes universe. I am a happy person. Yes, I have troubles. Yes, I wish that this was not so. Yes, I wish I had. Yes, it's whatever you say, however you are, the universe is saying yes. So be careful what you say. Do you really want to be in pain all the time? Because the universe is going to say yes. If you say that this is just the way it is, and I can't be any other way, and I have this problem, and I'm always going to have this problem, the universe says yes, yes, yes. So think about it. You're going to get a yes. What do you want to get a yes to? It's up to you. Um, the point of power is where we make choices that would create our future. It's always coming about as we create it. Even though we don't like what we're creating, we're still doing it and we're still living with what it is. But we can release old patterns and create new patterns. In the present is where we create our future. What we're thinking today, what we're feeling today is creating tomorrow. So, and we go through our day, we ask ourselves, what do we want our tomorrow to look like? I want it to look like I am happy with who I am. So I will do the mirror exercise. I will go and I will stand in front of the mirror and I will affirm the perfection that I am. And I will know that my life unfolds in great joy and in great love. If I want to be healthy, then I will talk to myself about being healthy. I have found in my own experience, when something happens, I have a choice as to how I think about it. Do I think it's permanent? Do I think it's what I deserve? Do I think it's just inevitable? It has to be that way. She could have done that when she had cancer. She could have done that when she dealt with AIDS victims, with people that were dealing with AIDS. She would never call them victims. Um, but she knew that she had the choice to create the life that she wanted to live tomorrow. And that's what she taught. Sometimes people say, but I did it once today, but I'd fallen into my old patterns and it's hard for me to do, and it's hard for me to be consistent. Don't worry about it. Everyone that you do is a building block. Maybe you're not building very fast. Maybe you're building very slowly. But every time you take the idea that you are in control, that it's your life and you get to make choices, then you're building and you will continue to build and it will stack up and it will be stronger and more expressed and more what you want it to be. So don't belittle your efforts if they don't happen very often, or if you have trouble feeling completely assured of what you're saying. Don't worry about it. You're building one building block at a time, one thought, one choice at a time. Your thinking is all there is. You're thinking for your benefit, or you're thinking for your pain. Hmm. Okay. Uh, let's see. Uh, okay. Nope, that's not it. Hmm, interesting. I lost it.
You're
Hmm,
exactly where you need to be.
I lost it. So we'll go to something else. Ah, page 4. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong book. That's why I lost it. Oh gosh. All right. A good way to use this book, as she's talking about it, when you have a physical problem, is to look up the mental cause, see if this would be true for you. If not, sit quietly and ask yourself, what could be the thought in me that create this? Second, repeat to yourself aloud if you can, I am willing to release the pattern in my consciousness that has created this condition. First, recognize it. First, accept it and release it. Be willing to let it go. Repeat the new thought pattern to yourself several times. When she says several times, you want to do it pretty much constantly. Um, every time it comes up, you want to repeat your new positive thought. Um, I thought we might try one. Let's see. All right. Post nasal drip, inner crying, childish tears, victim. Isn't that interesting to think that your post nasal drip goes back to inner crying, goes back to your childish tears? Her affirmation for that is I acknowledge and accept that I am the creative power in my world. I now choose to enjoy my life. I acknowledge and accept that I am the creative power in my life. Amen. I now choose to enjoy my life. Hmm. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know how it would do with post-nasal drip, but if you're thinking these positive thoughts when you're wiping your nose and knowing that you can accept power in your life and you can accept and release any negative in your life and you can enjoy life, how would that change your life? Let's see if we can do one more. Kidney problems, criticism, disappointment, failure, shame, reacting like a little kid. Her answer, divine right action is always taking place in my life. Only good comes from each experience. It is safe to grow up. I would add, it's safe to release old hurts and accept the positive in my life. Okay. She had She had problems with stiff neck later in life, and she would have a stiff neck, and it was often. And she would think, why is my neck stiff? So she sat down and went through the process to figure out what it was. And it was for her that she was stiff in her thinking. She was not willing to listen to anybody else's viewpoint. She didn't want to know what you thought was right. She knew what was right. And so she stuck with it. And so she didn't listen. What an insight to have about yourself. But she had that insight, and then she knew that that was exactly what she needed to heal. She needed to be open to other people's arguments, to other people's beliefs, to other people's expression. Did she have to embrace what they believed? No, but she had to be willing to listen and to accept them for what they were. And when she began to do that, to know that about herself, the stiff neck went away. She didn't have it anymore because she had opened her thinking to be accepting of other people's thoughts and of other people's experiences. So I want to bring us in to end up our talk with gratitude. And I have this little book, been on my shelf for a long time, A Grateful Heart. And it's 365 gratitude prayers from all over the world, for all over um, people. What am I trying to say? Philosophies, different people's ideas about gratitude and how to express it. And so it's very interesting to see that and to experience that. So I'm going to start with one. Within each individual on the large and complicated world they live in is an astonishing potential of greatness. Yet it is rare that these hidden gifts are brought to life unless by chance of fate, writes Vilma Wallace. Acknowledging the truth of this statement, we take the opportunity right now to ask ourselves what unrevealed gifts we have to offer the world. What in us is being called for? What can we give that we haven't been giving? The opportunity is to be grateful for all of what you are and be willing to have your gifts come forth and shine in the world. But first is the attitude of gratitude for your gifts. All right, one more. I love this one because it was written by William Bradford, governor of Plymouth Colony. Thanksgiving Proclamation, 1623. Told you it was from all eras and all kinds of people. And as much as the Great Father has given us this year, an abundant harvest of Indian corn, wheat, beans, squashes, and garden vegetables, and has made the forest to abound with game, and the sea with fish and clams. And as much as he has spared us from pestilence and disease, has granted us freedom to worship God according to the dictates of our own conscience. Now I, your magistrate, do proclaim that all ye pilgrims, with your wives and little ones, do gather at the meeting house on the hill between the hours of 9 and 12 in the daytime on Thursday, November the 29th of the year of our Lord, 1623, and the third year since the pilgrims landed on the Pilgrim Rock, there to listen to your pastor and render thanksgiving to the Almighty God for all his blessings. So in this moment, we align ourselves with gratitude. Gratitude that we feel, gratitude that is felt by all those around us, gratitude that has been felt through the ages, all the way back to Plymouth Rock. As we sit down to our Thanksgiving dinner, we let ourselves connect with the history, with the stream of gratitude that has blessed this world and continues to do so. And we are grateful. Spirit, thank you for your words. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for our knowledge, for all that brings us to the opportunity of expanding who we are and the life we live. Thank you. In deepest gratitude, we stand knowing that we are blessed, knowing that we are spirit. Spirit expressing in fullness each and every moment. And we thank you and we bless ourselves and others with the gratitude that we know. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Carolyn. What a beautiful message today. As a multi-generational practitioner of science of mind, I had the opportunity to meet Louise Hay when I was 7 or 8 years old. And the seed was planted to become a reverend and to live the teachings of science of mind when I met her. So, between listening to her audios, meditations, and her teachings, she's been a big part of the foundation of my life. So thank you for sharing her today with all of us.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Yes. And as we lean into the gratitude and the prosperity of this community, knowing that each of us are divinely supported and blessed in every area, I want to thank you all for sharing your time, your talents, and your treasures with this community. And, in blessing the offering on behalf of Reverend Vicky and Vernon, I'm absolutely grateful for all of you who have contributed to keeping this center healthy and alive. If you'd like to contribute, feel free to, in our newsletter, follow the link in order to pay via PayPal or Venmo. Or you can send check payments to the Lowellville Center for Spiritual Living, P.O. Box 43958, Louisville, Kentucky 40253. And our prosperity affirmation is Divine Spirit is the supernatural sower of all life. I open my mind, my heart, and my soul now to Spirit's supernatural harvest through me. And for our announcements today, Reverend Vicky and Vernon will be back on November 30th, and she will be our speaker of the day, and she has a surprise topic that day. So come join us for the surprise. And our closing song today is also a Karen Drucker song. I've been so blessed to know Karen Drucker. She was actually the musical director of one of the centers that I grew up in, and she's an amazing person. I've spent time at her women's retreat, and the song is Gratitude.
So on this day when I think of my father and I see his face, all I feel is gratitude. So I give this song to him. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I say, Daddy, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I feel so grateful. Every day I say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Goes like this now. Gratitude before of me. Behind. Gratitude behind me. To the left. Gratitude to the left of me. To the right. Gratitude to the right of me. Above me. Gratitude above me. Below me. Gratitude below me. Within me. Gratitude within. All around me. Gratitude all around. I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful. To yourself. I'm so grateful. To the people in your life. I'm so grateful. Then you just let it all go. I'm so grateful. Yes. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to yourself. I'm so grateful. If you want to stand up, you can, or sit down, whatever you want to do. Gratitude before me. Behind. Gratitude behind me. To the left. Gratitude to the left of me. To the right. Gratitude to the right of me. Above me. Gratitude above me. Below me. Gratitude below me. Within me. Gratitude within. All around me. I saw someone do this in the first service. All around me. And I'm so grateful. Open up to all you're grateful for. To yourself. And I'm so grateful. Let it go. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Put your hands over your hearts. Just put your hands over your heart for a second. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Just scan your life. Think about all that you're grateful for. See the faces of God in your life that are represented by kids or family members, people you work with, people in this church. Breathe it in. Let's sing it one more time. Gratitude before me. Behind. Gratitude behind. All that was behind me. To the left. Gratitude to the left of me. To the right. Gratitude to the right of me. Above me. Gratitude above me. Below me. Gratitude below me. Within me. Gratitude within. All around me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 So you know, Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you say every day is thank you, that's enough. So start your day just saying, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this church. Grateful. I'm so grateful. Sing this with me. Just go. I'm so grateful. Yeah. I'm so grateful. Look around a little bit. I'm so grateful. Look around at these people and just go. I'm so grateful. This is your community here. I'm so grateful. Yes. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful, grateful. And I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I'm so grateful. Oh yes, I'm so grateful. Oh yes, I'm so grateful. Oh yes, I'm so every single day I'm gonna say I said just grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to Susan and Doug and Cassie and Danny and Heidi and Joan and Maruk and Mark and Melba and Melissa and Samantha and Vicky and Vernon and everyone from the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. And for our benediction today, Please stay for sharing after the benediction. But our benediction today is what great joy should accompany everything that we do, an expectancy of love. Love everything, praise everything, recognize all things, believe all things, accept all things. There is a laughter of God. Let's laugh it. There is a song of the universe. Let's sing it. There is a hymn of praise. Let's praise it. There is a joy, a beauty. There is a deep, abiding peace. Let's experience it. Dr. Ernest Holmes. And so it is. Amen.